I, General William Jackson Palmer, helped the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad spread throughout the Rocky Mountains and as far west as California. Nonetheless, the railroad is very important for the growth of Colorado. It all started because my employer, at the time, the Northern Pacific Railway, bypassed Denver for Cheyenne, Wyoming. Therefore, Denver had no railroad. The citizens of Denver feared that Cheyenne, not Denver, would become the trade hub of the West. In early 1870, the Northern Pacific added 2 rail connections to Denver. One from Kansas, the one that I was in charge of, and another from Cheyenne. That still wasn't enough for Denver. I saw a need for a southern route along the 38th parallel. In early 1870, I went to Congress asking for financial aid for my project. I said to Congress that the railroad would become a military necessity because no rails lied that far south and west. The labor would come from the troublesome Indians in New Mexico, and most of the land in that region is also government-owned, so the railway will increase land value and pay off Civil War debt. I was turned down, but that didn't stop me. I went on to create the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad in the September of 1870. The rails headed south to Colorado Springs, and then from there, westward it went. The railroad first started off as a small mining railroad, pulling out precious metals and coal out of the mountains. Most of the coal that was pulled out by the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad was actually used to buy their own trains. As the railroad grew, it needed more supplies to actually build the tracks. So in 1871, the Colorado Fuel and Iron Company opened and was the company's supplier of ties and tracks. As the railroad expanded west and up the Arkansas, the grades of the tracks grew steeper and steeper. So new and stronger trains were ordered from England to handle the mountain railroads. So the rails pushed deeper and deeper into the mountains, where no train was ever meant to go, thus creating mountain railroading. In the Rockies, there were many obstacles we couldn't go around. Mountain passage, huge rock outcroppings, steep cliffs, massive rivers, and in the winter, large blizzards. The rivers and drop-offs were the easy parts, because we could build bridges and large trusses to cross these obstacles. The cliffs, the mountain passes, and the parts of the mountains we couldn't go around, we went through, tunneling and blasting away at the rock until the rails were able to be laid. But worst of all, the blizzards. The snow in some places would get so high it could completely engulf a train. Marshall Pass was notorious for this such thing, so the Marshall Pass snow sheds were built to protect the trains from the elements. Another way that the snow problem was solved was by plows. For really deep snow, rotary plows came and blew the snow away, and plowed trains came and pushed the snow. There were even special plow cars that were designed to couple in front of the train so that way it could push the snow away. I saw a new opportunity for the railroad. Scenic mountain railroading. The trains could travel through the beautiful mountains to the top of Pikes Peak and even through the Royal Gorge, all by train, thrilling passengers with mountain railroading, bringing tourism to the Rockies.